So here we are going to learn how to document a paragraph. First of all, in this first section, we need to write about the patient's identification, the name of patient, her gravida. Gravida means number of times she became pregnant. Okay. Next, we need to write about the parity score. Parity score means the number of time the woman she gave birth to a viable fetus. Next, we have to document about the hospital number, date and time of admissions. Say the date of admission is 31st August 2021 and time of admission is 9 a.m. Write about the onset of the labor or pain. Say it's 7 a.m. when the labor has started. And ruptured membranes. If the membranes are ruptured, say yes. If the membranes are still intact, you have to place here no. Hours means how many hours before the membranes have ruptured. Before the documentation of this paragraph, you have to write. As we know, this is WHO modified paragraph, so whatever the recordings, readings we are going to plot here, that is of active phase of labor. And what is active phase of labor? Active phase of labor starts at 4 centimeter dilatation and it ends at 10 centimeter dilatation. Suppose if you did the per-vaginal examination at 12 p.m. you're towards the left hand side of this box. Okay, it's 12 p.m. here. Say it's 4 centimeter. Okay, so cervical dilation is 4 centimeter and multi-para women. So that's why you are going to document and do the per-vaginal examination more frequently, because the active phase of the labor will be more short. Okay, so and then we will do the per-vaginal examination after 2 hours. So after 2 hours you saw that the cervical dilation is 10 centimeters. So you are going to place cross over here. So cervical dilatation is always plotted as cross, and then you are going to join the lines. As you can see, this line you have plotted, it is above your alert line. So that's why this is a safe or normal progress of labor is happening. So after that, we need to document the fetal heart rate. So when this we are documenting fetal heart rate in first stage of labor after every 30 minutes. Okay, so here at 12 p.m. you documented it as 140, and after 30 minutes you had again documented it at 150, then again 150. After every 30 minutes you are going to document the fetal heart rate in the active phase. See, the active phase ended here at 10 centimeters, so just you are going to document up to this part of the paragraph. Next is amniotic fluid. The amniotic fluid, if the membranes are intact, okay, if the bag of membranes is still intact, then you have to place I. If bag of membranes have ruptured, then you have to tell the color of the amniotic fluid. If the color of the amniotic fluid is clear, then you have to place C. If the amniotic fluid is blood stained, then you have to write B. If the amniotic fluid is meconium, you have to place M. Okay. Next is molding. You have to tell about the amount of, as we know, the fetal skull contains sutures and fontanelles. So if you can easily feel the sutures and the sutures are wide apart, the fontanelles are wide apart, then you have to place 0. 0 means no molding is there. But the bones, they just touch each other. Mostly the parietal bones, say, they usually touch each other. You are feeling them touching each other, so that is +1 molding. But if the bones are overlapping over each other and when you are pressing against that bones, it just easily become wide apart. Okay, so that's +2 molding. But if the bones have overlapped each other and when you press against each other during per-vaginal examination and they do not move apart easily, so that's +3 molding. And +3 molding can be sign of obstructed labor. Now we are going to document the contractions per 10 minutes. If the contractions they last for 10 to 20 seconds, you are going to document them as stippled boxes. Okay, means dotted boxes. If the contractions they last for 20 to 40 seconds, then you have to document them as stripped boxes. And the contractions they are lasting for greater than 40 seconds, then you have to document them as completely filled boxes. So say on your first examination, the contractions, 2 contractions are felt, 2 mild contractions are felt per 10 minutes. So you are going to place 1-2 boxes, and in next 30 minutes you assess the contractions and there are 4 contractions per 10 minutes, so you recorded. And in another next 30 minutes you recorded the contractions that are again 4, and the moderate contractions you are going to record like this. And in next 30 minutes you recorded the contractions per 10 minutes and you assess that contractions are 5 per 10 minutes, and they last greater than 40 seconds, so they are severe kind of contractions. Okay, so we are going to document it like this. Then we need to document the oxytocin units per liter, means how much amount of oxytocin is administered to the client. After that, you need to write about any kind of drugs you have given, any IV fluid given to the patient. Okay, next is we need to document the pulse of the mother. Okay, say at 12 p.m. the pulse of mother was 80, then the pulse of mother went to 100, then it remained 100, then 95, then it went to 95. Okay, so this is how we are recording the pulse, and pulse is recorded after every 30 minutes. This small box is equal to 30 minutes. Next, you are going to record about the blood pressure. Okay, blood pressure is usually recorded after every 4 hours, and temperature is recorded after every 2 hours. So this is you recorded the temperature at 12 p.m. it's 37, then again you recorded the temperature, it's 37, then blood pressure, we can see here the higher systolic blood pressure is 120. We are going to place an arrow over here, and the lowest blood pressure, that is 80, so you placed, and diastolic blood pressure, it's 80, so you placed arrow over here and joined these two arrows. So that's your blood pressure. It tells about the blood pressure, and this is a plotting for your pulse. This is the temperature recorded usually after 2 hours, and this is urine examination. The protein is usually assessed by this is protein is usually assessed by dipstick test. So this is nil. Acetone, you are going to assess nil, and every time the women urinate, you need to assess the amount of the urine or volume of the urine she has excreted. Okay, and this is the timing when you record it. Say it's 1 a.m. This is how we are going to document the paragraphs. So one thing I skipped over here, that is descent of head. Say if at 12 p.m. you did the abdominal examination and you assessed that 3/5 of the head is palpable above the symphysis pubis, so you are going to place here like this, and after that you again did the abdominal examination after 1 hour. Okay, this one whole big box is equal to 1 hour, and you assess that 1/5 of the head is palpable of the symphysis pubis on abdominal examination. You're going to place 0 over here, and after 1 hour you did the abdominal examination and you assessed that 0/5 means no head is palpable above the symphysis pubis on abdominal examination. Then you are going to place 0 over here, and then you are going to join these 3 lines. Okay, so this is how you're going to plot this descent of head. You're going to place 0 or O for plotting this paragraph. Suppose if the criteria is little bit different and the patient came to you when her cervical dilatation is 5 centimeter. Okay, suppose the patient came to your hospital and on your first examination you examined that the patient's cervical dilatation is 5 centimeter. Okay, then you have to place the cross over here, over the alert line, and here from where you can see the 5 centimeter. Okay, so over the alert line, always whenever you are going to start the documentation in the active phase, you are always going to place a cross over the alert line only. Okay, if the dilatation it started when you started documenting, if the dilatation is 4 centimeter, then you need to place the crossover at 4 centimeter. But if the patient came to you when the dilatation already went to 5 centimeter, then you have to place a crossover alert line and at 5 centimeter. Suppose if the patient came to you at 6 centimeter, okay, at hospital at 6 centimeter dilatation you recorded, okay, at your first vaginal examination, then you need to place cross over here, over alert line over 6 centimeter. Okay, then suppose it went to 10 centimeter and just, then you are going to place it like this. Okay, always when you're going to start documenting paragraph, always place a cross over your alert line. Okay.